So it's pretty early in the morning. It's like 4:43 in the morning. I've been waking up about 1:46 in the morning. I'm not sure why. It's not uncommon for me. I have a tendency to wake up between 3 and 4 a.m. So the witching hour calls, I guess. The first thing I actually did was bring up the manuscript I'm working on, and it happens to be an edit for a book I already published called "'Tis the Season." And I've been contemplating a lot about whether I wanted to update the manuscript because I'm a different writer. I published this in 2016, so it's been a while, a long while, and I finally decided I was gonna update it. This is like my second or third day working on it, and I'm probably added like 1,000 words, just smoothing it out a little bit. I happen to be on chapter 2, so I'm not that far in. But it's kind of made me reflect a little on the fact that it has been 9 years since I published my first book, and I'm proud of myself, but I've come a long way. I'm a different writer now, and I'm sure many authors have felt this way, many writers who want to go back and correct their work. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. It was a hard decision because, one, people are still reading this. People are still picking it up, still purchasing it, still reading pages in it, and it gets more active around the October mark because it is a Christmas romance. But it kind of has sparked the desire to write a few more. This is a novella. It's not actually a novel. It's only right now it's at 31,402 words. So it's not a huge read. It's just a sweet little novella. But in my mind, I'm like, could I turn this into a novel? Should I make it a longer novel? I don't think I'm gonna. I'm just going in and smoothing things out, things that I should have done in the first place, but because I didn't have the skill set at the time. But now I do, and I'm gonna go back to it. The other day, I went to the library and spent a good 3 or 4 hours there. And in the catalog, the online catalog, I was looking for writing books, like on the craft of writing, right? And I put writing as a topic in the category search. And of course, I've got Stephen King on writing. I haven't started it, and I don't know if I'm gonna, but it's there. One of the books that came up was this one. Let's see. Oh my gosh. All right. There we go. The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz. Now, this book had my attention from the very beginning. And it typically, after finishing it, typically is not my type of book. I don't like crime. I do in the sense of being a human and attracted to train wrecks. but it's not the suspense type writing beyond like romance suspense. It's not my forte. I really don't enjoy it. However, this book, this thriller, was amazing. The blurb for this is, at one exclusive writer's retreat, it's publish and perish. And I have to say, the writer of this, Julia Bartz, did such a good job of this. If you haven't read it and you like thriller books, you should. What it did, though, as a writer who hasn't been to a writing retreat yet, it made me question about ever going to one. I don't think that's my intent, but yeah. I'm also reading right now, was it Any Day Now by Robin Carr, because I'm interested in the show Sullivan's Crossing, and that just came out. Not watched one episode yet, but I've read the first book, which was good, and made me interested in Sullivan's Crossing. And another one, was it A Wild Thing? I'll have to find the title of it. A book I randomly picked up just like walking around the library when I was leaving. I got, funnily enough, I picked it up unknowing the author, unknowing what kind of book it was. I just liked the cover, funnily enough. And it ended up being a sequel to a book that I had already read that, how do I say this? I'm not sure if I've mentioned it on this channel, but I lost my mom almost 8 years ago. It'll be on January 9th, it'll be almost 8 years ago, to lung cancer. It was a really hard time, and there are parts of me that are still raw and still grieving. And a lot of time I'm able to just push that aside. But the book that I read, that's the prequel to the one I'm talking about, her father just dying of cancer. And it is one of those things where you're raw and processing that grief, the very human emotion. And so at the end of the book, she walks away, and she goes home, but he comes for her and he asks, but he leaves. Ooh, my bad. I'm using Burt's Bees conditioning. So she has a choice to make, and that's how the book ends. And it was a good book. Very touching, very emotional, and very relatable to me. Last night, literally a few hours ago when I first woke up, I got on Instagram and someone likened a library full of unread books to a wine cellar where you are keeping books to read at the right time, at the right place, and they're there until you need them. And so I was thinking just now, the book that I read about her father dying of cancer was something I probably needed to read at the time that I did. And now this is a book of her moving on, her continuing her life. her choosing to be happy, even though that grief still sits there. So I thought, you know, maybe it was perfect that I found that book randomly. I was attracted to the title, attracted to the cover, but that book was there because I needed it to be there. Just an FYI, the sound of the water in the background is the cat fountain. I'm having Ghirardelli hot chocolate mix. I'm also going to go ahead and put on these rolls anytime cinnamon rolls, because it's getting close to time for my partner to be awake. We're having these for breakfast. My first time of using Rhodes cinnamon rolls. We used their rolls recently. Remove frosting packet and arrange the rolls evenly. Ooh, what a noise. Need the thawed frosting pack. I don't know if that's going to get done. I'm guessing we remove the plastic completely before sticking it in the oven, you know. Alright, well, this is not easier than those little poppy things. Let's stick these in the oven. Such is life. Alright, back to hot chocolates. Did we do enough water? We did! Now sometimes I add milk if I really don't want any this morning. So, yeah. There we go. Some hot chocolates. The hilarity that ensued after making this cup of hot chocolate, I let the cat out of the office where he was sleeping. Not my office. Ah! Sorry, let me fix this. I let the cat out so I could feed him breakfast. It's 5:30 in the morning, and the camera went flying off the tripod. So we're gonna enjoy some hot cocoa. And get back to writing. Sorry if you hear things in the background. The cat is out. Like I said, he is getting into things. So what he does. The one thing that kind of not gets me, right? But I wasn't a bad writer, but I can see where I have grown, which is good, and it is bad. It's good because I see the active growth, and that makes me proud of myself. It's bad because that means I have a lot of work to do, and not tons and tons and tons, but enough. Why is there a semicolon? What was I doing? That just actually reminded me. In Anne of Green Gables, there was, with Megan Fallows, I think it was, there was a scene where she was talking about how her previous teacher kept wanting her to use semicolons after every sentence. So you didn't even have a period, it was just semicolon, semicolon, semicolon. It's not very effective writing though, but it just brings everything in full circle because it's October. And that's my favorite saying. Out of the entire book. I'm so glad I live in a world where there are Octobers. And it could be the fact that I like my birth month. But really, it comes down to the love of autumn. I like the chilly weather. It feels like relief after summer. And literally fall, leaves falling, all of it just suits me. Suits me. Warm blankets, hot chocolate, falling leaves, cozy socks, boots. Yeah, boots with the fur. Yeah. My kind of world. I think I need to preface this with a little talk. I do not typically eat cinnamon rolls during the week. This has been the first time, oh gosh, in like 6 months that I made them. Fortunately, it fell apart because I went for the middle one because that's the best one. And they smell great. So let's give them a try. A reminder, this is Rhodes cinnamon rolls. I tend to make these homemade, but since we moved here to Ohio, I have not made homemade cinnamon rolls. I don't have that much space in my kitchen, but here goes. Nice and cinnamony. The icing is a little sweet. Like you expect it to be, right? But I don't know, it kind of detracts a little bit from the cinnamon roll. And I wouldn't expect these, like I expected them to be better than, you know, like the Pillsbury in a tube cinnamon rolls, but I sort of like their icing better. That's just me. I'm gonna eat the rest of this, get back to work editing because I literally have an hour before I have to leave the house. So honestly, I don't know what to say. I'm just enjoying the day. I've got a little bit of time, and this was a spur of the moment kind of thing to just enjoy autumn. Because the one thing that I don't typically do is go out and enjoy it. I absolutely love the colors. I enjoy the temperature drops. I hate that it gets hot, but I don't get out and just enjoy. And that's probably one of the problems that I have in my life, is that I'm not living my life. I'm at home. And in my mind, I'm like, well, you're an artist, and an artist needs to renew their sense of creativity. So that's what I'm doing today, enjoying the scents and the sounds of the leaves and the falling from the trees. I found a beautiful little acorn. It's just nice. They say, in terms of witchcraft, the first acorn that you find, or that finds you, you take home, and it's supposed to give you luck. So, I've had a lot of signs of luck. Found my first acorn. I've had tons of ladybugs on my car this week. Maybe it's going to be a good November and October and December. One of the unfortunate things at this time of year is that my mom died. January 9th. I've talked about it before. And it's just leading up to October 31st when we found out she was going to die of cancer. That's just, the emotions start to overwhelm me. And it's not necessarily grief, even though I do miss my mother very much, excuse me. There's a little bit of guilt because I was one of her caregivers, her main caregiver. And so those emotions come up. And I don't really have a reason to feel guilty. But those thoughts of, did I do it well? Did I maintain her needs? Did she die peacefully? Did she die happy? I know, that's a stupid question to ask or to think about, because nobody really wants to die typically. I don't know. I'm just thinking of her today. I know this doesn't seem like this on this camera, but this hill is a little steep for me, but I almost fell over it, but I conquered it going down and up with only a little bit of a butt burn. Just saying. So, I am sorry for the beeping. I'm not sure where it's coming from. Oh, now I see. There's a crane. I don't know if you can see it right there. Right there. There's a crane that is beeping. I'm guessing they're doing the roof on the school. So, sorry if there's wind and beeping noises that will annoy the crap out of you, or the bike that just went by. I can't control those sounds. So today I did a little bit of nano prep, and for the life of me, I hope I'm prepared. I don't have to participate, but I want to participate. I guess that makes the difference. And the first, I prepped 2 books, funnily enough. The first one is only part of the way prepped. This one, the second one that literally came to me about a week ago, it's Lucas and Anya. And don't have a title yet. I figure I'll get a title as I write. Oh my gosh, there is so much noise here. I am situated between a highway and an interstate. So, such is life. Usually it's quieter, but for some reason today it is not. It is incredibly loud. So today it is 3:49. And I am enjoying the amazing fall scenery. Look at this tree. It is so beautiful. That's my favorite tree. It's like almost like fire. The oranges and the reds. I love it. Anyway, so today I did a little something off what I typically do. I went for a hike, and it wasn't a long one. I didn't even finish the full trail, but it was to get out and enjoy the 75-degree temperature here in Ohio, central Ohio, and I loved it. I thought I wouldn't get as far as I did. I got probably about 0.625 miles in, which is not even a full mile. And you know what? I'm congratulating myself because 1, it's exercise. 2, I got to enjoy all the amazing air, all the beautiful colors. Some of the trees were already stripped, which was funny, given that the colors last a lot longer here in Tennessee. In East Tennessee, in the mountains in particular, they don't. You literally have them for like a week and a half, maybe 2 if you're lucky, and then the wind starts to come and strips them all in preparation for the first snow, which already happened. It already happened on Mount LeConte, Mount LeConte, however you want to say it. I say LeConte to be fancy. They had it like 4 to 6 inches already. If you don't know what Mount LeConte is like above 2,300 feet. Where I lived in Tennessee, I was about at 15 to 1,600 feet. And we got quite a bit of snow each year. It is not exactly the type of snow you get here. However, I know that it can get really bad here. It's just flat, which is great. I literally go up one hill on the way to work and back. And that's it. It's only to cross the interstate, which is nice. The hike today wasn't anything in particular beyond enjoying the outdoors. Sorry, I'm switching hands. How do I say this? I'm going to close that. Sorry for the noise. I wanted something different. I wanted to enjoy the autumn air. I wanted to actually go to the falls. But the problem is the falls were on a different path. I was on one, and apparently the, oh my god, I have an itch. It felt like a leaf just like flew in. Okay. The falls was it Indian Run Falls? We're on a different path. So, the one that I was walking was beautiful in terms of autumn air, like, not autumn air, autumn leaves and all of these beautiful things. But the falls were on the opposite side. You could see more. And I wasn't prepared to go that far. I don't have the stamina. Probably got about like to my halfway point and then started to walk back and realized that my hip was hurting and was like, I'm glad that there's a bench coming up so that I can see how my hip will feel after a few minutes of sitting. It felt better, which is good, and it allowed me to get out, and that's good. But I think I might make it a regular habit because I liked that trail. What I did so far is not... I'm so sorry. That, if you can see it, right there, is a really annoying crane. Okay, so that's gonna be it today. I'm gonna sign off. I don't know when my next video will be. I'm hoping that I will update during NaNoWriMo. You will probably see tons of writing content, given that it's the National Novel Writing Month. But let me say this. If you are participating in NaNoWriMo, good luck on getting your words. You got this. Every little word is progress. I promise. Keep going. Thank you for watching. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video.